state with not necessarily the large units, but there are so many small units. There are merchant exporters and who will be very much interested. And in spite of all the situation, there is a lot of enthusiasm where the opportunities are, and people are making the best of the lockdown in these adverse circumstances. And thank you, all the participants. Thank both the speakers. And I'll now hand over the session to Mr. Ranjit Kumar for his introductory address. Thank you, friends. Please, Mr. Ranjit Kumar, please. Yeah.
Very good evening to all. Really, I feel very happy to be here to start this session, to have the session export opportunities for MSMEs. I feel it would be appropriate for me to speak in Gujarati so that all the participants would be comfortable and they will get the fruits.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Wonderful.
આપ સૌને નમસ્તે. કેમ કે હજી સુધી 93 પાર્ટિસિપન્ટ્સ આમાં છે. બધાને ઇંગ્લિશ આવડે કે કેમ મને ખબર નથી. આમાં એકને પણ ના ખબર પડે તો એમના સુધી આ માહિતી ના પહોંચે તો આ નકામું છે એવું માનું છું. એટલા માટે માતૃભાષામાં લોકલ ભાષામાં વાત કરીએ જેથી સૌને 100% પાર્ટિસિપન્ટ્સને લાભ મળે. એટલા માટે હું ગુજરાતીમાં વાત કરીશ. આપ સૌને ખબર છે 2017 થી જ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝ કમિશનરેટને ભાગલા પાડીને એમએસએમઈ માટે એક અલગ કમિશનરેટ કરાવ્યા છે. આનો મેઇન મુખ્ય હેતુ સૂક્ષ્મ નાના લઘુ ઉદ્યોગ માટેનું ફોકસ કરવા માટે, કેમ કે આ વધારે એમ્પ્લોયમેન્ટ આપે છે અને ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ પણ ખૂબ ઓછું છે. બટ that is a strength. At the same time, AGM no negative points, but negative in the sense thoda weaker. એમની પાસે નવી ટેકનોલોજી ના હોય, એમની પાસે ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ ઓછું હોય અને વિદેશનું ડિટેલ્સ એમને ખબર ના હોય. એમની પાસે સારી ક્વોલિટીની વસ્તુ પણ હોય પણ કયા દેશમાં ક્યાં વેચી શકાય એમને ખબર ના હોય. બટ બીજા રાજ્ય કરતા ગુજરાત બહુ આગળ છે. ગુજરાતી બહુ એન્ટરપ્રેન્યોર છે, દરેક દેશમાં વ્યાપાર કરે છે. એટલા માટે એમએસએમઈ ને ઉત્તેજન આપવા માટે આ સેશન બિલકુલ જરૂર છે એમ માનીને આપણે નાયર સાહેબ સાથે, કૃષ્ણ નાયર સાહેબ સાથે વાત કરીને અમે ગોઠવ્યા છે. This is not the, it will not be the first and last. This is the beginning. So હવેથી વધુ સેમિનાર રાખીએ. આમાં કોરોનાના લીધે હાલમાં વર્ચ્યુઅલી કરીએ છીએ. આ પણ એક સારામાં સારી વિષય છે, કેમ કે ઘણા લોકોને એવું હોય I want to attend, but તે દિવસ હું બિઝી છું, તે દિવસ હું ફલાણા સિટીએ છું, ફલાણા રાજ્યમાં છું એવું કહેતા હોય. આમાં વર્ચ્યુઅલી કોઈ પણ જગ્યાએથી લોકો અટેન્ડ કરી શકે છે. એટલે this is very good. આમાં I request both the experts, તે નિષ્ણાતો છે એ બંનેને મારી વિનંતી છે. I request the experts, Mr. S.M. Chaturvedi ji and Mr. Suhail Abidi ji, please, if possible, you deliver your lecture in Gujarati. If not, please go for Hindi so that they will get the complete details. They will feel comfortable. Whatever you tell, that will go to their heart. That's my request. Okay, let me come to the regular point. Because ઘણા લોકોને માહિતી ખબર હોય પણ આને અમલ કરવામાં બહુ તકલીફ છે. એટલે આ સેશન એવા સેશન હોવા જોઈએ, હેન્ડ હોલ્ડિંગ સેશન, જે બાળકને હાથ પકડીને લઈ જઈએ છીએ. આ રીતે સ્ટેપ બાય સ્ટેપ પ્રોસિજર સમજાવીએ જેથી they will become the exporters. So that is my request to the experts. If not today, we will have one more session. In that session, let it be like step by step. Application કેવી રીતે ભરવી છે, આમાં શું શું આવે, મોટા ભાગે લોકો કયામાં ભૂલ કરે, મોટા ભાગે કઈ માહિતી એમની પાસે ના હોય, શું જોઈએ, પછી કેવા પ્રોડક્ટ્સ કઈ જગ્યાએ લેવાય, ક્યાં વેચાય, હાલમાં કોણ કોણ એક્સપર્ટ છે, કોણ કોણ એક્સપોર્ટ કરે છે, એમની ડિટેલ પણ એમની સાથે શેર કરીએ જેથી they will feel comfortable. આત્મનિર્ભર એમ કહીએ છીએ ને, પોતે સ્વનિર્ભરથી એક્સપોર્ટ કરી શકે એવા એમને તૈયાર કરાવડાવીએ. જે નાના બાળકો બાકોડી ભરીને જાય અને મોટા કરાવવાની આપણા એએમએ અને જીઓજીની ફરજ છે એમ માનું છું. એટલે આમાં ઘણા લોકોને આપણે એન્ટરપ્રેન્યોર્સને પણ આ ખબર ના હોય. સેન્ટર ફોર ઇન્ટરનેશનલ ટ્રેડ આટલી બધી સારી કામગીરી કરે છે એમ. કેમ કે નવા નવા લોકો જે યુવાનો એન્ટરપ્રિનર્સ ને માર્કેટમાં શું ચાલુ છે એ મોટાભાગે ખ્યાલ ના હોય, એટલા માટે આ ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટીથી એમને ખ્યાલ આવે, બીજાને પણ સમજાવે એવી મારી અપેક્ષા છે. સો તમે પણ જાણો, બીજાને પણ જણાવડાવો એ મારી વિનંતી છે. લાસ્ટ ફ્રાઈડે 7th ઓગસ્ટ આપણા ગુજરાત સરકારે માનનીય મુખ્યમંત્રી શ્રી વિજય રૂપાણી સાહેબે ન્યૂ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલ પોલિસીની અનાવરણ કરી છે, લોન્ચિંગ કરી છે. બટ સ્ટીલ આનું ડિટેલ્સ ફૂલ કમ્પ્લીટ મેટીરિયલ રેડી થાય છે, અમુક દિવસમાં આપણને મળી જાય. ખાસ કરીને જે હાઇલાઇટ્સ છે અમારી પાસે છે અને થોડુંક સેજ હું અમુક કહેવા માંગુ છું. આમાં આપણે હવેથી સરકારનું ફોકસ એરિયા કોર સેક્ટરમાં ઇલેક્ટ્રિકલ મશીનરી ઇક્વિપમેન્ટ, ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલ મશીનરી ઇક્વિપમેન્ટ્સ, auto components, ceramics, technical textiles, agro food processing, pharmaceutical, gems and jewelry, chemicals એ બધા કોર સેક્ટર તરીકે ફોકસ કરવામાં આવશે. અને સનરાઈઝ સેક્ટર એટલે જે ઉદ્ભવે છે, એ ન્યુલી રાઇઝિંગ આવા સનરાઈઝ એવા સેક્ટરમાં આપણે સરકાર આપણે ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝ ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ ફોકસ કરવા માંગે છે. આમાં ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રી 4.0 મેન્યુફેક્ચરિંગ, ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રી 4.0 એટલે 4th જનરેશન. આપણે કેવી રીતે આપણે મોબાઈલમાં કહીએ છીએ ને 3G 4G 5G, હમણાં 5G આવવાના છે. સો નેક્સ્ટ લેવલ ઇન્ક્રીઝ કેપેસિટી વિથ ટેકનોલોજી એન્ડ પ્રોડક્ટિવિટી અને કેવી રીતે વધારી શકાય, આ બધા ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રી 4.0 માં છે. આપણે ભારતમાં કેવી રીતે, આપણે ગુજરાતમાં MSME માં કેવી રીતે અમલ કરવી છે આ બાબતે. કેમ કે હાલમાં ગુજરાતમાં લાર્જ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝ, અમુક ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝ 4.0 અમલ કરે છે. આ બાબતે પણ આપણા CAI સાથે પણ વાત થઈ છે. આપણે આ માટે 4.0 માટે પણ એક સેશન તો રાખવાના છે, રાખીશું. તમે પણ અમને ઇનપુટ્સ આપજો, રાઈટ? કેમ કે આમાં ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રી 4.0 ઇઝ નોટ લાઈક એ સિંગલ સોફ્ટવેર. આમાંથી સિંગલ દવાથી બધા માટે સારવાર થાય એવું નથી. ઇટ ઇઝ ધ કોમ્બિનેશન ઓફ મેની ટેકનોલોજીસ. તો દરેકનું અમલવારી કરતા કરતા 10%, 15%, 20% એવા પ્રોડક્ટિવિટી વધે. બધાને એક સાથે સરવાળો કરે તો બહુ ફાયદો છે. બટ આ ઉપર હવે શરૂઆત છે, હવે આગળ વધવાના છે. પછી ઇલેક્ટ્રિક વ્હીકલ એન્ડ કોમ્પોનન્ટ્સ, વેસ્ટ મેનેજમેન્ટ પ્રોજેક્ટ્સ, ગ્રીન એનર્જી, સોલાર, વિન્ડ, ઇકો ફ્રેન્ડલી કોમ્પોઝિટ મટીરિયલ્સ, 100% એક્સપોર્ટ ઓરિએન્ટેડ યુનિટ્સ ઇરરેસ્પેક્ટિવ ઓફ સેક્ટર. આટલા માટે આજનો આજનું વેબિનાર મહત્વ છે. આપણે MSME માં કેપિટલ સબસિડીમાં સરકાર 25% સુધી એલિજિબલ લોન ઉપર સબસિડી આપે છે, વધુમાં વધુ 35 લાખ. ભલે 10 કરોડ સુધી એમને 35 લાખનું હોય, બટ 10 કરોડથી ઉપર હોય તો પણ એડિશનલ કેપિટલ સબસિડીમાં વધુ પણ 10 લાખ સરકાર આપવાના છે. પછી ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ સબસિડીમાં 7% ઓફ ધ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ આપીએ છીએ. આ પણ દર વર્ષે 35 લાખ સુધી આપવાના છે. આ 7 વર્ષ સુધી આપવામાં આવશે. પછી એડિશનલ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ સબસિડીમાં SC, ST, એન્ટરપ્રેન્યોર્સ, ફિઝિકલી ચેલેન્જ્ડ, વિમેન, સ્ટાર્ટઅપ્સ માટે 1% 7+1 આપવામાં આવશે. આ રીતે જે યુવાન છે, જેની ઉંમર 35 થી નીચે છે, જે દિવસ અપ્લાય કરે છે, એમને વધુ 1% મળે. આનો અર્થ 7+1+1 એટલે 9%. એ બધા હોય તો રાઈટ. પછી સર્વિસ સેક્ટરમાં સેમ 7% આપવામાં આવશે અને 35 લાખ સુધી 7 વર્ષ સુધી. પછી ટેકનોલોજી એક્વિઝિશન, ન્યૂ ટેકનોલોજી તમે લેતા હોય, રેપ્યુટેડ ઇન્સ્ટિટ્યુશન્સ ભારતમાંથી અથવા વિદેશમાંથી તમે ન્યૂ ટેકનોલોજી એક્વિઝિશન કરતા હોય, તમને 65%, 65% સુધી લાભ આપવામાં આવે. મેક્સિમમ 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs એટલે નાની સૂની રકમ નથી, એટલા માટે વેરી ગુડ છે. પછી માર્કેટ ડેવલપમેન્ટ અસિસ્ટન્સમાં 70%, 2 લાખની નીચે હોય તો 70% આપવામાં આવે. 5 લાખ સુધીના હોય તો 60% આપવામાં આવશે. પછી ખાસ કરીને સોલાર એનર્જીમાં પાવર સાયકલ એમ કહેતા હતા ને, તમે હમણાં ઉત્પાદન કરે છો 15 મિનિટમાં અને વાપરવું જોઈએ અથવા ગ્રીડમાં નાખવું પડશે, નહીતર આનો પૈસા ના મળે. હમણાં 15 મિનિટ સાયકલને આખા દિવસ સુધી સરકારે લંબાવી દીધી છે. સવારે 7 વાગ્યાથી સાંજે 6 વાગ્યા સુધી તમે વાપરી શકો છો એમ. દેન અગાઉ તમે સરકારને, દેટ મીન્સ ગ્રીડને તમે વેચતા હોય ₹1.75 આપતા હતા, હમણાં ₹2.25 ₹2.25 ભાવે ખરીદવામાં આવશે. પછી ERP, ઇન્ફોર્મેશન ટેકનોલોજી, ક્વોલિટી સર્ટિફિકેશન, Z એટલે ઝીરો ડિસ્ચાર્જ, અને પેટર્ન ફાઇલિંગ, જે IPR માટે પેટર્ન ફાઇલિંગ માટે બધા માટે સબસિડી અગાઉ જેમ કન્ટિન્યુ થાય. પછી સ્ટાર્ટઅપ માટે જે સપોર્ટ હમણાં 30 લાખ સુધી લંબાવ્યા છે. પછી એડિશનલ ગ્રાન્ટ 10 લાખ પણ આપવાના છે. પછી આપણે ગુજરાતની અંદર 33 રેકોગ્નાઇઝડ ઇન્ક્યુબેટર્સ છે જે સ્ટાર્ટઅપ માટે મદદ કરવા માટે ટેકનોલોજીકલી કેપેબલ, those who have the lab facilities, એવા 33 દાખલા તરીકે ગુજરાત ટેકનોલોજીકલ યુનિવર્સિટી, then મારવાડ યુનિવર્સિટી, then અંબાણી ઇન્સ્ટિટ્યૂટ ઓફ ઇન્ફોર્મેશન ટેકનોલોજી, આવા then GNLU ગુજરાત લા યુનિવર્સિટી. સો આ રીતે 33 છે. એમને એક સ્ટાર્ટઅપને મદદ કરે તો ₹1 લાખ આપીશું, મેક્સિમમ 15 લાખ સુધી આપીશું. આવા ઘણા બધા મુદ્દાઓ આપણે નવી પોલિસીમાં છે. આ વિગતને આપણે વેબસાઇટમાં પણ અમે નાખવાના છે. MSMEC, that is MSME Commissionerate, MSME 5 digits, so 5 letters, msme.gujarat.gov.in, that is our website. આની અંદર તમામ વિગતો તમને મળે. આમાં કોઈ ખામી હોય, સર આ ફલાણા પણ જોઈએ છે, એવા હોય તો પ્લીઝ યુ ગીવ અસ ઇનપુટ, અમે સુધારીશું. that is one thing. Second thing, આપણે આ સેશન હેન્ડ હોલ્ડિંગ સેશન જેમ રહેશે રાખીશું. અને જે ડેટા મારી પાસે છે હાલમાં, ભારતનું સ્ટેટસ શું છે, એક્સપોર્ટમાં આપણે કયા સ્થાને છીએ, આપણે ગુજરાતની અંદર આ જે MSMEમાં આપણે શું કહેવાય, UAM ઉદ્યોગ આધાર મેમોરેન્ડમ મુજબ, બટ EM પાર્ટ 1 છે, SSI સર્ટિફિકેશન પણ છે. આ સિવાય ફક્ત UAM જોતા 8,60,000 યુનિટ્સ છે. બટ આપ સૌને ખબર છે હવે UAM નથી, UAM બંધ કરીને ઉદ્યમ રજિસ્ટ્રેશન એમ કરાવીએ છે, જે ઓલરેડી રજિસ્ટર્ડ છે, ઓલરેડી SSI માં હોય, EM પાર્ટ 1 પાર્ટ 2 માં હોય, ભલે ઉદ્યોગ આધારમાં રજિસ્ટર્ડ હોય, આ લોકો પણ ઉદ્યમ રજિસ્ટ્રેશન કરવાની છે. નેક્સ્ટ યર માર્ચ 31, 2021 સુધી તમે રજિસ્ટ્રેશન કરાવી શકો છો. બહુ સિમ્પલ છે, 5 મિનિટમાં તમને રજિસ્ટ્રેશન કરાવી શકો છો. વિના મૂલ્યે છે, ફ્રી છે, ફ્રી વિના મૂલ્ય છે. બટ ઘણી વખત આપણે લોકો શું કરે, MSME રજિસ્ટ્રેશન એમ નાખે તો સમટાઈમ્સ શું થાય છે, પ્રાઇવેટ કન્સલ્ટન્ટ્સ એમનો વેબસાઇટ આગળ આવી જાય છે. તમે લોકો જોતા વગર એન્ટ્રી કરે તો તમારી પાસેથી 2,000 આપો, 2,500 આપો એમ માંગે. પ્લીઝ હંમેશા જુઓ વેબસાઇટ, હંમેશા gov.in, gov એટલે ગુજરાત, સોરી ગવર્મેન્ટ.in, ઇન એટલે ઇન્ડિયા, ઇન્ડિયન ગવર્મેન્ટ એટલે gov.in એવા હોય તો જ આપણે સરકારની વેબસાઇટ ગણાય ને. સો ઘણી વખત ORG પણ લોકો ORG કરીને ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન કરીને પણ અમુક જે MSME registration.org કરીને આ મિસલીડિંગ વેબસાઇટ છે, આના ઉપર જશો નહીં. આ બાબતે પણ બધાને અમે જાણકારી પણ આપીએ છીએ. પછી IEC પોસ્ટર પણ તૈયાર કરીને પોસ્ટર પણ મૂકીએ છીએ. હવે થોડું જાહેરાત પણ અમે આપવાના છે. સો I request all of you to get yourself registered under Udyam registration. That is my request. Even all the associations and the chambers are requested to dissipate this information to all the industries and all the entrepreneurs. Sir, I think I need not to mention about this, how many billions, that what was the status of global e-commerce in 2019. So I have the data, but anyway, I don't want to waste the time. I request the experts to start their sessions. I am also very eager to learn from them. આપ સૌને, આ બંને નિષ્ણાતોને મારી વિનંતી છે, આપણે એન્ટરપ્રેન્યોરને, આપણે ઉદ્યોગકારોને સારી રીતે સરળ ભાષામાં સમજે, એમને આત્મવિશ્વાસ વધે. સામેથી આવતીકાલે સામેથી લોકો ચાલીને મારે એક્સપોર્ટ કરવું છે એમ કહીને લોકો રજીસ્ટ્રેશન કરે, આઈ કોડ, ઇમ્પોર્ટ એક્સપોર્ટ કોડ લેવા જોઈએ, એવા એમને મોટિવેટ કરશો એવી મારી અપેક્ષા છે, વિનંતી છે. આપ સૌને આભાર.
Chaturvedi, and as sir requested that we'll try to do it in a bilingual format, even if Gujarati is not possible, a little bit of Hindi. And I think Chaturvedi Sahib also speaks some Gujarati, I know that.
हाँ, मैंने सारी रीते आवड़े Gujarati.
बहुत सारा Sahib, wonderful, wonderful. So please, it's all over yours, Mr. Chaturvedi. Thank you, Mr. Ranjit Kumar. Thank you once again, sir.
Ranjit Kumar sir, I am Chaturvedi. Firstly, my compliments to you for very pragmatic and innovative industrial policy of 7th August.
Yeah.
I thoroughly went through it. Particularly, I am really impressed with clause 3 to 6 of your policy, sir. So, God willing, we will meet in near future. But this clause, I want to compliment you and your team for such a innovative industrial policy. I've been a student of this policy since 1970 of various state governments and the industrial policy of Government of India. And it's for the first time that I have come across such a good policy. So, sir, once again, my compliments to you and your team. अभी लगा दे. Just give me a minute. I am starting with that. Google Drive. Yeah.
સર જ્યાં સુધી હું વચ્ચે એક મેટર કહેવા માંગુ છું.
હા, ચોક્કસ સાહેબ.
એકચ્યુઅલી એમએસએમઈ યુનિટ્સ એમનું પોતાની વસ્તુ, પોતાના પ્રોડક્ટ્સ એને એમએસએમઈ માર્ટ, msmemarkt.com, આ એનએસઆઈસી નેશનલ સ્મોલ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝ કોર્પોરેશનના વેબસાઇટ છે. ધીસ ઇઝ એ ડિસ્પ્લે પોર્ટલ. આમાં તમારા પ્રોડક્ટ્સ ને તમે ડિસ્પ્લે કરાવી શકો છો. આમાં નેશનલ અને ઇન્ટરનેશનલ ગ્લોબલ ક્વેરીઝ તમને આવે. તમારી વસ્તુ, તમારા પ્રોડક્ટ્સ વેચાશે. એટલે આપ સૌને વિનંતી છે, પ્લીઝ ગેટ યોરસેલ્ફ રજિસ્ટર્ડ ઇન www.msmemarkt.com. Thank you. And also one more thing, DGFT, Director General of Foreign Trade, ગુજરાત ની અંદર 4 regions છે, અમદાવાદ, સુરત, વડોદરા, રાજકોટ. 4 region માં 4 ઓફિસર્સ છે. આમાં ઓલ ઇન્ડિયા સર્વિસ ઓફિસર્સ પણ છે. આ લોકો આપણને કયા વસ્તુ ભારતમાંથી એક્સપોર્ટ થાય છે, કયા વસ્તુ ઇમ્પોર્ટ થાય છે, આની ડિટેલ્સ બધું એનાલાઇઝ કરીને, સ્ટડી કરીને આપણને આપેલા છે. આ વિગત પણ આપણી પાસે છે. ઇફ યુ વાન્ટ ધેન વી વિલ શેર યુ. સો આનો અર્થ, મારા કહેવાનો મતલબ એ છે, ડીજીએફટી ઓફિસ આપણને મદદ કરવા માટે, ફોરેન ટ્રેડ ઓફિસ 4 ઓફિસ ગુજરાતની અંદર છે, આપણને મદદ કરવા માટે આ લોકો છે. એમનો સદુપયોગ કરીએ, એમનો લાભ લઈ લઈએ. આભાર.
થેન્ક યુ. गुड इवनिंग फ्रेंड्स, नमस्कार मित्रों. हम लोग अपने प्रोग्राम की शुरुआत करते हैं. सर, प्रॉब्लम इज दैट वी हैव पार्टिसिपेंट फ्रॉम parts other than Gujarati as well, so I will be using all the 3 languages with your permission. दोस्तों, आपने अभी हमारे चीफ गेस्ट को सुना और हमें से काफी कुछ पहले मिल चुके हैं, क्योंकि बैड कॉइन आई कीप कमिंग बैक टू एम एवरी नाउ एंड देन. Now only last 3 months we have been out of circle. So this is a little bit of a beginning. एक शुरुआत करते हैं कि 2 चींटियां हैं, उनमें से एक कहती है I want to be a millionaire, richest don't. Other one says I want to be fastest ant in the world. Third one says I want to be a butterfly. Fine. The day an ant thinks I want to be a butterfly, an entrepreneur is born, and that is what Government of Gujarat and we expect you to be. Remember, entrepreneurs are not ants, they are butterflies. You will observe some butterflies fly, some can't take off. Reason is, get the benefit of global opportunity. Today, our share in global export is hardly 1.8%, because they believe international business is not just a business, it is an attitude as well. So એવું છે કે આપણને એક પહેલા આપણામાં એટીટ્યુડ ડેવલપ કરવું પડશે આગળ વધવા માટે કે મારે એક્સપોર્ટમાં સક્સેસ થવું છે. જ્યારે આપણી આવી ધારણા થઈ જાય ત્યારે આપણે આગળ વધવામાં કોઈ રોકી શકે એવું નથી. બીજી તફાવત છે कि इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस इज नॉलेज बेस्ड whereas लोकल बिजनेस इज कंटेंट बेस्ड. क्योंकि हम सब लोगों का रूट जो है वो लोकल बिजनेस के अंदर है, इसलिए जब हम इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस के अंदर जाते हैं तो हमें थोड़ी दिक्कत होती है क्योंकि हम अपने को लोकल वातावरण से डिटेल्स नहीं कर पाते. तो वो एक मामूली सी बात करना जरूरी है. यहाँ पर दोस्तों अभी जो हमारी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने 1 जुलाई से नई एमएसएमई पॉलिसी अनाउंस की थी, ये खाली इसकी एक डेफिनेशन यहाँ पर है. इसमें आप देखेंगे एक क्राइटेरिया इन्वेस्टमेंट फिक्स एसेट के अलावा एक टर्नओवर की लिमिट भी है. लेकिन एक सुनहरा पॉइंट मैं आपको याद दिलाना चाहूंगा कि टर्नओवर लिमिट में आपका एक्सपोर्ट टर्नओवर शामिल नहीं किया जाता. तो मान लीजिए 5 करोड़ जैसे माइक्रो एंटरप्राइज का डेफिनेशन है, अगर 5 करोड़ में आपका 1 करोड़ एक्सपोर्ट है तो भी आप जो 6 करोड़ तक आगे जा सकते हैं, क्योंकि एक्सपोर्ट टर्नओवर इज नॉट काउंटेड इन द सीलिंग ऑफ टर्नओवर लिमिट विच इज प्रिस्क्राइब्ड फॉर रिकॉग्निशन और रजिस्ट्रेशन एज ए माइक्रो एंटरप्राइज. सिमिलरली जो प्लांट एंड मशीनरी का इक्विपमेंट का जो लिमिट है 1 करोड़ है, आगे जाकर आप देखेंगे 10 करोड़ है और आगे एमएसएमई मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस वगैरह में 100 करोड़ तक है जो है. उसके अंदर भी बहुत से एक्सक्लूजन्स हैं. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आपको एक सेकंड ट्रांसफार्मर लगाना है वो इंक्लूडेड नहीं है, आपका क्वालिटी कंट्रोल और R&D इक्विपमेंट वगैरह वो इंक्लूडेड नहीं है. तो इसके लिए ये लिमिट जो है ये खाली इंडिकेटिव है, लेकिन इसके अंदर बहुत सारे रिलैक्सेशन है. तो हमारी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का और गवर्नमेंट ऑफ गुजरात का एक ये सम्मिलित प्रयास है, इज ए कॉमन एफर्ट that we should not get bogged down with the industrial approval process. Please go ahead with your business. Approval part will not hinder or will not be an obstacle to your progress on export. Now let us say, just a figure. You can see what is the significant contribution that MSCs make. 36% of total value of export is contributed by MSMEs, and surely collective effort of government of Gujarat and government of India is to increase this percentage. MSME contributes 45% of output as well. Now when we go to export management, these are 6 I's, please keep in mind. First is very strong intention, which I already shared with you. પછી આપણને ખબર હોવી જોઈએ કે આગળ કેવી રીતે વધુ છે, એક્સપોર્ટના બિઝનેસ કરવાનું છે એ તો નક્કી કરી લીધું, પણ હવે શરૂઆત કેવી રીતે કરશું એના માટે આજે આપણે થોડો ટાઈમ લેશું. પછી આગળ જેવી રીતે સાહેબે કીધું વધારે ટાઈમ આપણને મળશે. Then implementation, how do we implement our idea? Then as we begin to implement, improvement process follows. Then innovation, because export market is a very dynamic market, it keeps changing on day-to-day basis. And finally comes involvement, which is very different from contribution. And I have seen with my experience that normally we mix up contribution with involvement. So friends, only contribution will not bring the desired results. You should be prepared to involve yourself on 24/7 basis into your export venture. Then we have another area where deserves our attention. P is in export management. पहला है प्रोडक्ट, दूसरा है प्लेस. अभी प्रोडक्ट में हमारे एक अब तक चूंकि कंपटीशन नहीं थी, इंडियन इकोनॉमी एक क्लोज इकोनॉमी थी, हम लोग सबने एक मन में धारणा बना लिए ये हमारा लाइन है, भाई आ हमारी लाइन છે, મારે આ લાઈન થી આગળ વધવું નથી, લેફ્ટ કે રાઈટ માં કઈ જોવું નથી. In international business that part doesn't count. See, like if you take example, ચાઇના ને આપણે જોઈએ, ચાઇના તમને સ્કૂલ બેગ થી લઈને વાટર બોટલ લઈને પ્લેન કે શિપ જે કઈ તમને જોઈએ છે એ આપી દેશે. એ લોકો કોઈ અમારા પ્રોડક્ટ ની વાત કે અમારી લાઈન ની વાત નથી કરતા. Same is the case with Japan. You want textile machinery, you are steel foundry machinery, anything you want, Japan will give you. So slowly, as an Indian exporter or prosperity exporter, we have to come out of this mindset. You know what we call frog in well syndrome, that we have a comfortable with a particular product and I don't look beyond that product. So ये हमारा line concept हमें भूलना पड़ेगा. दूसरी बात, हमें हमारी global knowledge बढ़ानी पड़ेगी, क्योंकि ध्यान में रखिए कि there is a correlation between product and place. सारे प्रोडक्ट दुनिया के हर देश में नहीं बेचे जा सकते. अनफॉर्चुनेटली पिछले 15-20 साल में मैंने देखा हुआ क्या है कि जब हम लोग एक्सपोर्ट का सोचते हैं तो हमारे ध्यान में पहले दुबई आता है, फिर 2-3 अफ्रीका के देश आते हैं, फिर कोई यूएसए यूके वगैरह आता है, क्योंकि हमारा कोई रिलेशन है वहाँ पर, हमारी नॉलेज खत्म हो जाती है। हम हर प्रोडक्ट को हर देश में बेचने की कोशिश करते हैं, क्योंकि हमारे पास एक ही प्रोडक्ट है। हम चाहते हैं कि बायर हमारे प्रोडक्ट के इंतजार में बैठा हुआ है, मैं जाऊँगा वो मेरे से प्रोडक्ट खरीद लेगा। ऐसा होता नहीं है। उदाहरण के लिए, USA is a market for bulk drugs, is not a market for formulations. USA will buy your automobile parts. They will not buy automobiles. They will buy software, but not hardware. Now, Dubai is not a market for software. Dubai is not a market for bulk drugs. Russia is a market for formulations, not for bulk drugs. So there is a correlation between product and place, which as an exporter we have to always keep in mind. The next question which invariably I come across is, sir, वो बायर कैसे ढूंढेगा, बायर कैसे मिलेगा? मैं पूछता हूँ, भैया आपके पास प्रोडक्ट है, आपने प्रोडक्ट का नॉलेज लिया है, स्टडी किया है। हाँ सर, वो तो हो जाएगा, लेकिन बायर कहाँ से आएगा? You know, it is something like saying that I want to open a shop, first let customer come, then I will decide what item I will sell. So friends, please come out of this, decide on products, range of products. Particularly our friends in MSME, since they will be going into manufacturing sector or service sector, my request is that please think of seriously becoming a manufacturer come merchant exporter, because there is a limit to what you can manufacture. There is no limit to what you can market. And they are very easy. You don't need a very big expertise or technical knowledge to handle marketing function. So keep your mind open, at least related product. Try to diversify, because please remember, cost of entering international market, cost of remaining in the market, and for any reason, if you have to exit the market, these three costs are very high. And if you have to leverage these three costs, you have to approach international market with a basket of products, not only single product. Packaging is another gray area which we as an exporter, as a MSME manufacturer, we have to overcome, because our mental block is packaging is a waste. So why spend money on packaging? Price घटा दो या अपना margin बढ़ा दो. Don't worry about packaging, but packaging is a gray area. Pricing is another gray area which as a MSME people we have to overcome, because what we do conveniently convert local sale price into dollar, increase it by 10-15%, say I will negotiate, bring down the price. And invariably you will observe that many times the buyer get interested in doing business with you. वो आपसे टेक्निकल स्पेसिफिकेशन एग्री कर लेता है, कहता है भैया अब आपकी प्राइस दे दीजिए, और मूवमेंट वी कोड आवर प्राइस, ही स्टॉप्स रेस्पॉन्डिंग, क्योंकि वो समझ जाता है कि भाई ये इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस में नया है, इसको प्राइस का आइडिया नहीं है, कभी प्राइस इतनी हो नहीं सकती। फिर आप उससे कहते हैं कि नहीं मैं नेगोशिएट करने के लिए तैयार हूँ, मैं डिस्काउंट देने के लिए तैयार हूँ, आप आपकी इंडिकेटिव प्राइस बताइए। बायर चुप रहता है, वो नहीं रेस्पॉन्ड करता, ही डजंट वांट टू वेस्ट हिज टाइम इन ट्राइंग टू टीच यू प्राइसिंग। सो प्लीज रिमेंबर, इन एक्सपोर्ट प्राइसिंग इज अ प्रोसेस. It is not an arithmetical exercise which we do in local market. In local market, price is fixed by manufacturer or seller, whereas in international market, price is fixed by the buyer. So you have to work reversely bound. In local market, we say cost plus profit is equal to price. Very simple equation in international business. Price is fixed by the buyer. Now you want to make a profit, obviously you are in business. और फिर उसके साथ में हमें कॉस्टिंग अपनी चेंज करनी पड़ेगी, जिसमें हमारे एक्सपोर्ट इंसेंटिव, जैसा अभी सर ने एक्सप्लेन किए थे, हमारी फॉरेन ट्रेड पॉलिसी वगैरह में एक्सपोर्ट इंसेंटिव वगैरह हैं, वो सारे हमको देखने पड़ेंगे. फाइनली हम बायर से रिलेट कैसे करेंगे, हाउ डू वी प्लेस प्रोडक्ट इन द मार्केट, विच इज अगेन ए ग्रे एरिया ड्यू टू लैक ऑफ कॉम्पिटिशन इन इंडिया वी डोंट कम अक्रॉस. Like one example I like to share with you very recently. If you see why nano car has failed in local market, reason is only wrong placement. Because from day one, this was placed as a economic car or cheap car. And no customer would like to believe that he is using something which is cheap or economic. Suppose it was placed saying that why use a two-wheeler when you can afford a four-wheeler? Probably customer perception would have been different. But that was not done. Finally, export is a game of patience. There is a long gestation period involved from the time your effort fructify. So be patient. It's not like a pizza that within 30 minutes, if it is not delivered, it is free. It will not happen. Compared to local business, is a long gestation period involved. With this basic, we go over to the next part. MSCs may ask a question that, okay, we are comfortable in local market, why should we get into export? So these are the reasons why you should get into export. Then friends, we have major problem that when you offer your product in the international market, be ready to answer this set of questions, which your buyer will keep in front of you. That I do not know who you are. I do not know your company. I do not know your company's product. I do not know what your company stands for. I do not know your company's customer track record, reputation. And when you have asked all these questions, final question, what is it you want to sell to me? Then these are strategies part which we have to firm up in mind before we approach international market. Content और वे I have already talked about it. एक जो बड़ी चीज है जो हम लोग नहीं रियलाइज करते कि learn to convert commodity into a product. क्योंकि आपका जो प्रॉफिट होगा, आपका जो प्राइस रिलेशन होगा, तो वो प्रोडक्ट में ज्यादा होगा और कमोडिटी में कम होगा. उदाहरण के लिए अगर आप गेहूं बेचेंगे तो गेहूं का क्या मार्केट प्राइस है? एक फार्मर के यहाँ से जब गेहूं निकलता है, एक मंडी में जाता है, होलसेल मार्केट में जाता है, उसकी क्या प्राइस रहती है? लेकिन वही गेहूं जब आशीर्वाद आटा या किसी भी ब्रांडेड आटा के रूप में आप मॉल से खरीदते हैं, उसकी क्या प्राइस होती है? दैट इज ए डिफरेंस बिटवीन कमोडिटी एंड प्रोडक्ट. आज एक आप पानी पियेंगे 1 ग्लास या 2 ग्लास, क्या कीमत है? बिस्लरी बॉटल की क्या कीमत है? पानी वही है, खाली हुआ क्या है कि हमने कमोडिटी को प्रोडक्ट में कन्वर्ट कर दिया. हमारे गुजरात में बहुत ज्यादा एग्रो बेस्ड इंडस्ट्रीज हैं जिनको अगर हम फूड प्रोसेसिंग के ऊपर जब ध्यान देंगे तो हमको प्राइस रिलेशन बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा. उदाहरण के लिए हमारे महुआ बेल्ट में गार्लिक बहुत होता है, लेकिन हम गार्लिक एक्सपोर्ट करना चाहते हैं. हम उसको डिहाइड्रेटेड गार्लिक नहीं बनाना चाहते, हम उसका गार्लिक पेस्ट नहीं बनाना चाहते, हम जो है उसको गार्लिक पाउडर में कन्वर्ट नहीं करना चाहते. लेकिन आप देखिए कि एक गार्लिक की कीमत में और गार्लिक पेस्ट की कीमत में 200 ग्राम का पैकेट 40 रुपए का मिलता है. कितने गार्लिक लगते हैं उसके ऊपर? तो इसलिए मेरी बार बार ये रिक्वेस्ट रहती है कि प्लीज ट्राई टू बिफोर यू फॉर्म अप योर एक्सपोर्ट स्ट्रेटजी, वर्क ऑन दीज एरियाज. देन वी गो फर्दर स्टेप्स फॉर एक्सपोर्टिंग. मोस्ट क्रिटिकल पार्ट फर्स्ट है ऑर्गेनाइजिंग योरसेल्फ फॉर एक्सपोर्ट. सबसे बड़ी जो प्रॉब्लम आती है, જેને સૌથી મોટી સમસ્યા કહેવાય આપણા ગુજરાતીમાં, નેમ ઓફ ધ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન. તમે ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનના કયા નામથી ઓળખાણ તમારી કરશો ઇન્ટરનેશનલ માર્કેટમાં? હવે એવું છે આપણે ઇન્ડિયામાં છીએ એટલે તો બધા ઇન્ડિયન નામ જ રાખવાના છીએ. બટ પ્લીઝ કીપ ઇન માઇન્ડ કે ફોરેનર સ્પીક્સ ડિફરન્ટ લેંગ્વેજ, he follows a different religion, his culture is different. So your name should be one which has a quick recall value. Suppose you name your export organization as Bhagavita Ayat Niryat Private Limited. Now tell me which overseas buyer will be able to recall this name. You keep sending him any amount of faxes and emails and make any number of calls. Fellow will not be able to recall. But if you say BB International, Bhagavita का short form बना दीजिए, immediately recall value is established. So friends, my request is 2 parts. Keep name as brief as short as possible. Secondly, the second part of the name, let it be indicative of your business activity, because overseas buyer will be in a mood to access your email or communication, read it, provided the area of business interests you. In local market, we find very often company का नाम होगा chemical industries and they will try to offer automobile parts. There is no mismatch. There is total mismatch between name of the company and the product that you are offering. So please don't do that in the international market purpose. Try to be as brief as possible. Then comes location. Fortunately, export is one area. ये तमने શરૂ કરવું હોય તો તમે તમારા ઘરેથી પણ શરૂ કરી શકો છો. કંઈ આપણે મોટી એસી રોડ પર ઓફિસ લેવાની જરૂર નથી, કંઈ આપણે પોશ બિલ્ડિંગમાં જવાની જરૂર નથી, કંઈ વધારે ઇન્ટિરિયર વગેરેમાં ખર્ચો કરવાની જરૂર નથી. તમે તમારા ઘરથી આરામથી કરી શકો છો. So location is immaterial, because reality is that in the world market, now India is known thanks to effort of our Prime Minister. But within India, whether you are in Ahmedabad or Rajkot or Mumbai, it doesn't make a difference. Because overseas fellow is as ignorant about Rajkot or Ahmedabad as ignorant about Mumbai. Normally, people have a feeling if I'm in a port city, my business will grow faster, I will have faster returns. Answer is no. Location does not make a difference. Then comes letter and station, a very elementary thing. Please don't keep it changing very frequently, because one thing keep in mind, that when overseas buyer wants to interact with you, do business with you, he is looking for a permanent relationship. Now, if he finds that you are a person with an unsteady mindset, like you reflect on changing your letterhead frequently, visiting card frequently, your communication frequently, the person is not with a stable mind. एक हमारे और उनके देश में कल्चरल डिफरेंस रहता है कि इन इंडिया In business, we look for a temporary relationship. In personal life, we look for a long-term relationship. Abroad, in personal relationship, they look for a short-term relationship. In business, they look for long-term relationship. Like in USA, they say, if you don't change your house, job and wife every 3 years, you are not an American. और आप देखेंगे इंडिया में जहाँ तक पॉसिबल हो सकता है, हम ये तीनों को साथ में रखना चाहते हैं. तो ये हमारे उनकी संस्कृति में बहुत फर्क है. So therefore, please be stable. Decide once for all whatever stationery etc. you want to use. Then comes bank account, because buyer will be using your name as a reference purpose. If you say my bank is Shamara Vittal Cooperative Bank, or say Abhyuday Karan Sehkari Karan Bank Limited or Kalupura Commercial Cooperative Bank, doesn't cut a favorable image. Try to have an account with a good nationalized banks. We have a number of good banks, very proficient in knowledge on foreign exchange. If possible, try to have accounts with a foreign bank, because that develops a comfort level with the overseas buyer. And then comes development of good website where your products are displayed. Talk less about yourself, talk more about the product. Normally we have a tendency, blowing our own trumpets. Just avoid that temptation. Be very brief, precise about your organization and yourself. I have seen many websites, they say we are an established exporter. We started our business in 2019. Now you tell me how in 1 year's time you become an established exporter. So don't have this type of contradiction. Our government has reduced number of compliances to a bare minimum. जहाँ पे आपको सिर्फ इम्पोर्टर एक्सपोर्टर कोड लेना है, जिसके लिए ऑनलाइन एप्लीकेशन है, ऑन द स्पॉट आपको मिल जाएगा, सिर्फ 500 रुपये फीस भरनी है. एक्सपोर्ट प्रोफेशनल काउंसिल की मेंबरशिप जो है वो एक्सपोर्ट सर्टिफिकेट क्लेम करने के लिए जरूरी है. सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ ओरिजिन पर्पस के लिए आपको चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स की मेंबरशिप रहेगी. फिर है हमारा इनकम टैक्स, जीएसटी, पैन कार्ड वगैरह जो है वो आता है, जिन आ जाएगा. और लास्ट में अगर आप चाहें तो ये हमारी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, जिसे हम आरटीओ पे कहते हैं या इंडियन टी प्रमोशन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कहते हैं. आप उसके मेंबर बन सकते हैं, जिससे आपको काफ़ी बेनिफिट, जो सर ने बताया था अभी, इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड फेयर पार्टिसिपेशन वगैरह की जो सब्सिडी गवर्नमेंट देती है, मार्केट डेवलपमेंट असिस्टेंस, उसके बारे में भी आपको अच्छी नॉलेज मिल जाएगी. फिर हमने डिटेल में कहा है हम लोग एक्सपोर्ट प्रोडक्ट कैसे ढूंढेंगे. ये सारे पॉइंट्स आपके सामने हैं. एक आपका प्रोडक्ट तो हो गई, पर उसके साथ में जैसे मैंने कहा आप मल्टीप्लाई प्रोडक्ट करने की कोशिश कीजिए. तो ये सारे पॉइंट्स हैं आपके सामने. देन हम एक्सपोर्ट मार्केट कैसे ढूंढेंगे. तो जैसा मैंने बताया है कि प्रोडक्ट और कंट्री के बीच में कीजिए. अब हमारे लिए एक दो बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी खुल गई है एक्सपोर्ट करने के लिए. बिफोर आई क्लोज, प्रेफरेंशियल ट्रीटमेंट. आप देखेंगे पिछले 15 दिन में आज कम से कम हमारे 16 देशों के साथ फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट है, हमारे 107 देशों के साथ में प्रेफरेंशियल ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट है, जिसमें आपको मार्केट एक्सेस में बहुत आसानी हो जाएगी. क्योंकि आप जो है आपके लैंडेड कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट जो है उस मार्केट में कम हो जाएगी आपके कॉम्पिटिटर की तुलना में. फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट के अंदर आपको टोटल बेसिक ड्यूटी से एग्जीबिशन मिल जाएगा. अभी हमारे जो एक्टिव नेगोशिएशन चल रहे हैं, जो आप न्यूज़पेपर से 2000 मालूम कर रहे होंगे, 27 यूरोपियन यूनियन कंट्रीज के साथ में है. मॉरिशस है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया है, कनाडा है, न्यूजीलैंड है. ये सारे पाइपलाइन में मेरे ख्याल से 15 से 20 दिन के अंदर इनके बारे में आपको जानकारी मिल जाएगी. दूसरी चीज है, हर देश में कल्चरल, अभी यू कांट एक्सपोर्ट टेलकम पाउडर टू अफ्रीका, इट्स ए वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम इफ यू ट्राई टू डू दैट. तो इस तरह से कल्चरल एस्पेक्ट उस देश के बारे में जानने की कोशिश कीजिएगा. तो फ्रेंड, दीज आर ब्रॉडली फ्रेमवर्क. मैं यही कहता हूँ, हम जितना एक्सपोर्ट को आसान या मुश्किल समझते हैं उतना आसान या मुश्किल नहीं है. खाली इसके लिए चाहिए एक कंस्ट्रक्टिव थिंकिंग. हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने 2 कदम आगे बढ़ाए हैं, जो हमारा सारा प्रोसेस बहुत सिंपल कर दिया है. और अब ये हमारी आपकी जिम्मेदारी बन जाती है कि उन 2 कदम के साथ में हम अपने 4 कदम आगे बढ़ाएं और हमारे एक्सपोर्ट बिजनेस की शुरुआत करें. जैसा मैंने शुरुआत में बताया कि हमारी एमएसएमई की जो नई पॉलिसी है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की, आत्मनिर्भर भारत की, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी बात कर रहे हैं. जैसे आप खाली 4 उदाहरण लीजिए. अगर आप समझते हैं आत्मनिर्भर भारत एक्सपोर्ट में नहीं हो सकता. अभी रशिया से हमारे एक अहमदाबाद के पास पार्टिसिपेंट से बात हो रही थी, तो उन्हें बताया कि आज डाबर का च्यवनप्राश रशिया में इज ए हॉट सेलिंग आइटम, क्योंकि एज ए इम्यूनिटी बूस्टर. रशियन उसको संजीवनी कहते हैं, उनको च्यवनप्राश वगैरह नाम याद नहीं रहता, बट दे आर कंज्यूमिंग इट इन वेरी बिग वे. आज पतंजलि के आउटलेट यूएसए के अंदर भी हैं. आज बजाज ऑटो ने चाइना से 2 व्हीलर के अंदर कॉम्पीट किया है. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि हम नहीं कर सकते. रिमूव दैट थॉट योर माइंड. इफ यू आर फोकस्ड, definitely success is yours. So friends, thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, EMA, for this short presentation. We'll again meet during the course of question and answer. Now, I request my colleague, Mr. Abidi, to start with his presentation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ranjit Kumar, Commissioner SMEC, Mr. Adia, Mr. Chaturvedi, and all participants. Let me just recap two things which came out of the earlier talks. One is the new industrial policy, which has been launched by the Gujarat government. If we see it along with Atmanirbhar Bharat, as well as very recently today announced huge indigenization of defense products, we must always realize that any industrial capacity increase or any innovation will always lead to extra benefits or an extra market in the export sector. So anything we have seen in auto sector also, when Maruti was launched, so many vendors were attached to Maruti for various components. A car contains about 25,000 components. Today, many of those vendors are big exporters, but that capability came only from indigenized industrialization. So I think that with these three new developments, it will add our punch into the export market within a few years. Now, today I want to just take you to a short journey on what are the value-added products which we can straight away go into post-COVID. So let me just share my program. Sorry. Okay, so as you know, almost 50% export comes from SMSEs, not only in India, but in many countries of the world. If you look at Japan, Germany, most of the export is from small industries, even in Taiwan, South Korea. So these are a very, very important building blocks for the export sector. And with the government coming forward to give it boost, I don't see any problem in adding value-added products to your basket. I would like to take you through Mr. Chaturvedi's one point. One is that international business is knowledge-based. Absolutely right. The more market research you do, and I will give some examples here, the more thoroughly you understand, the more you will be able to find good market opportunities, niche opportunities for introducing your products. Second is, which point he made was that you must always be a manufacturer come merchant exporter, because merchant exporter has a large basket of products which you can sell along with your own products. There are complementary products, and it will always add to your bottom line as well as top line. If you look at the world trade scenario, COVID has disturbed it a little bit, but we are looking at the long term. It will double by 2030, that is 10 years from now. Most important is that middle class will triple, and this middle class will come from the emerging markets, that is in Africa, in Asia, and this is the middle class which has taken care of its food, clothing, shelter, and now it is looking for disposable. It has a surplus disposable income where it can provide market for private education, private hospitals, better quality of or more smartphones, higher level of TVs and other connected devices. And next is that the e-commerce market is going to double. Now, unfortunately, apart from Amazon global, we have not been able to capture any significant global e-commerce market, and we will come back to it later in the program. As Mr. Chaturvedi said, we have signed several free trade agreements. Others are in pipeline. Preferential trade agreements, especially through the Mercosur, that is the Latin America preferential trade agreement, which has a lot of products where they have given us duty concessions. Africa's big future is coming now. This you cannot just ignore. African common market, just like European market, European Common Union. It will become, it is already come into existence, but it will take another 3-4 years, maybe by 2025, when you will be able to see the full extent of its market. And that will be a very, very big market for us. Our exports to South Africa are rising fast, and in fact, last year, 2019-20 was our best year. Many people think that it's too far off and we cannot sell to South Africa, but this is not true. COVID-19 has presented more opportunities for Indian exports. We have already seen it in medical consumable areas and other areas, as Mr. Chaturvedi said about Chyawanprash. Yes, the entire range of health products and health related products will see a very big improvement, and India is best placed to exploit this market. Indian trade outlook, we will see the 18-19 data, because last year's current year's data 19-20 was disrupted because of COVID. So the last quarter did not bear any good fruits. So we are looking at a strength that many of our value added products are rising. You know, earlier our products were agricultural primary products or textiles or you know, garments, which are coming under increasingly heavy, I would say, competition from other emerging markets. But these are the areas where we are shining, and these are the areas where countries like Bangladesh, Vietnam, Ethiopia, who are giving us big competition in garments, they are not able to, they do not have the ecosystem within the country to compete on these grounds. So home textile, we are today having 40% of the US home textile market because of our ethnic designing. And this market also in China also, we are, our home textile market is growing. So these are the areas where every country cannot compete. Ceramic tiles, yes, but lot more can be done. Organic products, very good market. We are doing very well indeed. And it has, I think, one of the highest growth rates in the recent years. Organic chemicals, very important, specialty chemicals. In fact, this is one area where we can overtake China, and already we are doing it. And many of the importers are now looking for alternative supplies. And India is the only country apart from China and the advanced country which has a complete ecosystem for manufacturing chemicals, especially specialty chemicals. Machinery, pharmaceutical, yes, this year again we had done very well, $20 billion. Then automobile parts, weaknesses, of course, garments, we are having problems because of our garments are not able to compete against the countries like Bangladesh and Vietnam, who are having very favorable free trade agreements with European Union and USA, the major markets. Precious stone, again, it is a disposable income product. So again, this year may not be very good because people may not spend so much on products which are not essential to their living. So overall, we have a very good, and we can certainly increase our market share from 1.8% at least to 3% by 2025 if we put our efforts on, jointly put our efforts on the value added products. And most of these are very much suited for the small industries. These are some of the top 10 exports you see. Most of them are, if you look at it, most of them are value added products and not simply consumable or commodities. So global trade will continue to have an uncertain environment. We should not think that COVID is something which has come and gone. Beyond COVID also, other type of uncertainties come. Before that, in 2008, the global economic meltdown took place. So all these things will be there. So we must learn to live within this environment today. We should learn to dance in the rain and not wait inside the building and for the rain to stop, but we should learn to dance in the rain and learn to make our presence felt whatever the circumstances. Value added export, we have seen. RBI also mentioned this, that we are continuously adding more and more products into our value added section. And this is an area where you can increase the revenue as well as the profitability. Value added comes from having a moat around your product. This is your product, your castle. Moat is the depth and breadth of the moat keeps you free from attackers. So the more protection you give to your products, the more it is able to stand up against its competitors. For example, if you only sell fresh fruit and vegetables, which is one of our major export items, you can only sell through a limited market which is closer to your country, and you will increasingly come under threat from even smaller countries like Myanmar and of course Thailand, etc. And very soon African markets, African countries will also be a big exporter in agricultural products. But if we add value to it, the more value you add, the less competition there is, because this is now become an ethnic product. It cannot be produced very well by a company in Africa or Vietnam, because lot of ethnic knowledge, lot of knowledge based depth and products, ingredients go into it, which is not able to, anybody who has tasted a ready Indian product made by a British company, he can realize that it has no taste and it is very bland. But the same product, when it comes from an Indian source, it is a more tastier and it will have a lasting market. So we should go for more and more value added products. First of all, organic products. This is a very good market and it will continue to grow because of COVID also. COVID has accelerated the process. And as you know that the growth here is almost 25 to 30% compared to non-organic growth of 5 to 7%. And many crops today can now be grown in factory-like conditions, like vertical farming. Please don't think that now farming is only for farmers. Farming is for entrepreneurs, and many people are taking these kind of experiments for local and external markets, because here you can ensure 100% quality for the export markets, which is not totally possible when you go to AMC markets to buy your ingredients, and you can avoid the heavy losses due to rejections. So these vertical farming, they use almost no chemicals, 90% saving in space and water, and very good for herbals and spices, green spices, which can have a very good value addition because the capital cost here is higher. So growth, you see, the sales growth for organic products, retail sale is very, very high. And this is one area where we have a very clear lead over other countries. So we are the largest producer of organic cotton, but organic cotton is not converted into organic garments. Infant wear, which is, people would very much like to go for organic cotton for infant wear. It is chemical free. Towels, home linen. So there are a huge number of properties. You combine our Indian organic cotton with Indian organic dyes. like indigo dyes, we are one of the largest producer and exporter of indigo dyes. So when you add these kind of products to your portfolio, you will have a clear edge from your competitors in other countries, because these things cannot be readily replicated. So on 22nd August, we are having a full webinar on this subject. Then high value agro derivative, I will go a little faster because we are running out of time. So we have very high agro derivatives. Castor oil, for example, in Gujarat produces 70% of world's castor oil. It is world's #1, you can say organic polymer raw material for the future, over 100 applications, but we are not global leader in any one of them. We only sell and export raw castor oil, and it is somebody else sitting outside the country who derives real profit. The difference between the castor oil and its derivative could be up to 6 times. And many of these derivatives we also import into India. So the more you can convert your raw material into derivatives, the more you can derive the value. And same is for guar gum. We are also, guar gum is selling in raw formation, because there is no R&D in public space, especially even if you see the Gujarat state, we have no R&D in public space, because unless you have R&D in public space, you cannot take the results to small industries. There is some R&D taking place in large industries, but that is for their proprietary use. We need R&D in public space where it can be readily applied to and the benefits given to small and medium industries. So I have estimated that an investment of $25 million in R&D can create an additional market of $500 million in derivatives. And if we only continue with castor oil, we will continue to lose that market also, because almost 30 countries today are going in for castor oil production because of its future use, and we will no longer be the monopoly supplier, but we will have to compete on cost alone, because if we are selling only castor oil, it will be on cost alone. But if we are converting and selling derivatives, then we have no competition from these 30 growing countries. Similarly, health products, very large market. We are in a very, very good position, and these are all coming from small industries. US is the largest market. The biggest advantage is that supplement nutraceutical have very liberal registration process in US, and they can easily be sold through Amazon and other e-commerce channels, unlike pharmaceuticals, which have very rigid and lengthy and expensive registration process. So one of our biggest market is for our healthy products, which is called curcumin, the extract. It is one of the highest selling. The growth is today very high in international market, and India is the largest producer. And you can set up a organic healthy vertical farm in a small space, even in a, I would say, 1000 square foot space. You can produce enough, because you can produce these products several times in a year, unlike in the field. Here you can have several crops in a year. And then you can add value addition, that means turmeric extract, and beyond that value addition you can do in turmeric capsules. And finally, you can add to turmeric nutraceutical supplement. In fact, this photo is taken from my house. I have started consuming it for immunity boosting. And today, this is the only product of its kind in the world. and it has already started. This company, this is also a very small company in New Bombay, which has started. So these are the, and we are the biggest producer of even cumin, Zira. Cumin oil has a very healthy market. Even Isabgol, you see, there are over 800 research papers on Isabgol, which is a monopoly product of Gujarat, but only 8 papers come from India. So you can see that the more you do R&D, the more you be able to transfer value added products into the SMSE sectors to increase their market. Processed food alone can be number one. There is so much potential that it can be a number one, but we are doing very little value addition in processed food. If you look at other countries. So there is a very huge market in vegetable juice, mixed juice. Earlier, vegetable juice was not a big market in affluent countries, but after their awareness about health benefits, they are going in for more and more vegetable and mixed juices. Coconut water, we are number one producer of coconut, but we are nowhere in the international market in the coconut water. Snacks also, we are number one or second producer of groundnut, but in the international groundnut snacks market, we have no presence, very little presence. I will give you one example of a product which we are not using in our country, but still it has a very big market for export. So we should not think that only processed food which we are consuming within the country, that can only be exported. You can find new products which are only for export markets, you know. So this is the cucumber. Today it is a 700 crore market, and we started with cucumber pickle, then it went into other types of pickles, and now it is a growing market. And this is a value addition, which is a good example where you can use your local products and move into export markets, identify products and see whether you can produce them. These are all from small industries. Then again, we have a snacks market, very big snacks market. You know, we are not able to sell even, chikki can be sold as a rival to granola bar. It is a very healthy product. It has only health ingredients like jaggery, peanuts. So these things can be positioned in the international markets with a certain strategy, and we have yet to explore this very, very big bar, pub and snacks market in Europe and America. This market is increasing because of the rising affluence as well as the rising time available for recreation. Then again, our ready to eat, ready to cook kit market is very large. Here again, we see we are exporting mostly frozen prawns, which is now a commodity. And a few days back, I read in the paper that because of Vietnam's free trade agreement with EU, it may affect our export of frozen shrimps, because now it has become a commodity. The moment a product becomes a commodity, it only sells on price. But in this market, we have a small producer called Gadre Marine, who is world's number 3 rank exporter of surimi. Surimi, most of us don't even know what it is. It is a fish paste made out of fish waste. So we are number 3 export supplier in a product which is not consumed within our country. So again, Japan's most common meal, I keep on asking people, they say ki, most common meal, what is there? So They see all sorts of product like it is noodles and things like that. But the most common meal in Japan is curry rice. Now, curry rice was introduced by British sailors in the last century using curry powder, which the Britishers took from India. Now, that curry is not what we eat as Indian curry. Now it is a adapted different curry. But we can introduce these type of products. And today the world is more into experimental food. If you see, even in our country, in 5 years back, who had heard of Mexican food? Who had heard of Thai food? Even 20 years back, when the first dosa restaurant 25 years back opened in Delhi, it was a front page news. So today we have a market where people are experimenting with new products. So lot of products are there. Even if you see, what is this? This is a black masoor, whole masoor dal, which is being sold as a lentil soup. Why somebody is selling? Because we have vacated that market. हम उस मार्केट में घुसे नहीं और हमने दूसरे लोगों को मौका दिया कि हमारे प्रोडक्ट्स को वो बेच सके। तो हमारे लिए एक बहुत बड़ी चुनौती भी है और बहुत बड़ी मार्केट भी है कि कैसे हम अपने कमोडिटीज को, कैसे अपने वेजिटेबल और फ्रूट्स और सीरियल्स को इन प्रोडक्ट्स में बदलें जिसको दुनिया भर में हम बेच सकें। अभी मैं थोड़ा तेजी से चलूंगा। अगेन जूस मार्केट, केन शुगर, pasteurized cane sugar market. So we are the biggest producer of pomegranate, अनार। हमारे यहाँ 9 महीने अनार की फसल होती है। दुनिया में किसी कंट्री में इतने ज्यादा अनार की फसल नहीं होती है। तो बहुत प्रोडक्ट है जिनको हमने छुआ तक नहीं है और बहुत मार्केट है जो हमने दूसरों को दे दी है। जो हमारे दादी माँ के नुस्खे थे, अभी वो अंग्रेज जो प्रोड्यूसर है उसने संभाल के रख लिए हैं, वो बेचता है मार्केट में, क्योंकि हमने उस मार्केट को छुआ नहीं है। हम सिर्फ रॉ मटेरियल बेचने तक सक्षम रहे हैं। मगर अभी मौसम बदल रहा है, अभी हालात बदल रहे हैं, गवर्नमेंट बहुत सुविधा भी दे रही है और मार्केट्स बहुत तेजी से खुल रही हैं जिसमें ये सारी चीजें बेची जा सकती हैं। बिल्डिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन मटेरियल, अगेन वेरी बिग मार्केट, मोस्टली दे कम फ्रॉम स्मॉल प्रोड्यूसर्स। And in Africa alone, you see some 24 new cities are coming up. So very big market. We are giving a webinar on 29th August, 4 p.m. Do join us if you want. In all these products, we have detailed handbooks available in AMA. And today we can only give a small brief introduction, but you can go through these handbooks. Over 60 handbooks are there. And to get into the details of these products. Again, ceramic industry, we have a very big ceramic industry and we have not been able to do a very good marketing in many continents, certainly like Africa, East Africa, West Africa. We have lot of potential is there because number one, Iran has existed the Middle East market and that has allowed us to enter certain markets like Iraq, etc. So we should be alert to these opportunities which are coming not only from product but also from changes in market dynamics. Very large replacement market, ये तो ऐसी मार्केट है जो हर साल के बाद 10 साल के बाद लोगों को घर में या ऑफिसेज में टाइल्स वगैरह बदलनी पड़ती है। सैनिटरी वेयर हमने बहुत ज्यादा इस्तेमाल गुजरात में नहीं किया, हमने सारा अपना जो एफर्ट है वो टाइल्स में लगाया है, मगर सैनिटरी वेयर में ज्यादा वैल्यू एडिशन है और ये मार्केट में कम, बाहर की कंट्रीज में कम कंपटीशन है। तो इंडिया ये मार्केट बहुत अच्छी तरह एक्सपोर्ट कर सकती है। यूएस में थाईलैंड का एक्सपोर्ट इंडिया से डबल है, जबकि थाईलैंड इंडिया के करीब है, डिस्टेंस करीब करीब बराबर है। तो क्या रीजन है कि हमारा एक्सपोर्ट, जबकि उसी कंट्री के अंदर हमारा सैनिटरी वेयर का एक्सपोर्ट बहुत अच्छा है मगर टाइल्स का एक्सपोर्ट नहीं है? तो ये जानने की बात है क्या वजह। स्पेशलिटी केमिकल्स में तो हम नंबर 1 हो सकते हैं दुनिया के अंदर और कोविड ने हमें बड़ी अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी दी है। हमारे यहाँ 70,000 तरह के केमिकल्स बनते हैं और बहुत से केमिकल्स में हम काफी आगे हैं, बहुत अच्छी ग्रोथ है। ये पहला साल है 1919-20 में जब इंडिया का केमिकल्स एक्सपोर्ट केमिकल्स इंपोर्ट से बढ़ गया। तो ये जो एरिया और ये 90% जो ये प्रोडक्शन है ये स्मॉल एंड मीडियम इंडस्ट्रीज में, आप चले जाइए अंकलेश्वर में, आप चले जाइए वापी में, आपको सिर्फ छोटी छोटी मिलेगी कंपनी, क्योंकि इसके अंदर स्पेशलिटी केमिकल्स के अंदर हर तरह की क्वांटिटी की डिमांड रहती है, किलो से लेकर टन तक। तो इसमें बहुत से छोटे छोटे लोग इसके अंदर दाखिल हो सकते हैं, यू नो। तो वी आर एग्रोकेमिकल्स में हमारा टेक्सटाइल, जैसे टेक्सटाइल डाई स्टफ्स के अंदर हमारा ग्लोबल मार्केट 7% है। हम इसको बढ़ा सकते हैं क्योंकि करीबन 2000 केमिकल्स लगते हैं टेक्सटाइल प्रोसेसिंग के अंदर, और ये एक एरिया है जहां पे जो बड़ी कंपनियां जिनके पास पेटेंट्स हैं, उनके पेटेंट्स हर 20 साल के बाद हर पेटेंट फ्री मार्केट में आ जाता है। तो हमें इस पे अगर नजर रखें तो हमें बहुत से प्रोडक्ट्स मिलेंगे जो अगले कुछ साल में पेटेंट से बाहर आ रहे हैं, उनको हम यहाँ पे डेवलप करके मार्केट पैदा कर सकते हैं। और चाइना अभी कोविड की वजह से, सप्लाई चेन डिस्ट्रप्शन की वजह से बहुत से इंपोर्टर जो हैं वो चाइना +1 सप्लायर ढूंढ रहे हैं, और हमें इस लाइन के अंदर हमें कोई परेशानी नहीं है। हमारे पास इतना अच्छा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है कि हमें एक्सपोर्ट करने में इसके अंदर कोई परेशानी नहीं होनी चाहिए। फिर फार्मास्यूटिकल प्रोडक्ट्स के बारे में तो हम जानते ही हैं, गुजरात एक बहुत बड़ा है, और इसके अंदर मैं सिर्फ एक चीज बताऊंगा कि अगर हम एपीआई पे ध्यान दें, जैसा कि अभी भरूच के अंदर एपीआई सिटी, एपीआई एक्सपोर्ट जोन और एपीआई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जोन अनाउंस हुआ है, अगर वो जल्दी से आगे बढ़ सके तो एपीआई मेरे हिसाब से फॉर्मुलेशन से आगे बढ़ सकता है। आज हमारे एक्सपोर्ट में एपीआई 25% है, मगर चाइना के सप्लाई चेन डिस्ट्रप्शन की वजह से हम इसको अगले 10 साल में फॉर्मुलेशन के बराबर ला सकते हैं। तो ये बहुत बड़ी मार्केट है, और ये भी काफी हद तक स्मॉल एंड मीडियम इंडस्ट्रीज इसके अंदर आ सकती हैं। तो ये अगेन ये मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि अगर हम सिर्फ जेनरिक बेचते हैं छोटे मर्चेंट एक्सपोर्टर की तरह से, तो हमारे पर प्राइस का बहुत बड़ा प्रेशर है, क्योंकि यही पैरासीटामोल 50 सप्लायर अलग बेच रहे हैं। तो अगर हम सिर्फ जेनरिक मेडिसिन पे जाएंगे तो हमें प्राइस से लड़ना पड़ेगा। तो अगर जो लोग चाहें, तो मेरा ऐसा ख्याल है कि वो अपने को थोड़ा सा ऊपर रखें, अपना वैल्यू एडिशन बढ़ाएं, और एक मोड तैयार करें, जो मैंने पहले भी कहा था। जैसे अफ्रीका के अंदर ये कंपनी है, इसने इंडिया में इसकी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है पूना के पास, मगर इसका जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो इसके डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में है। ये इसने 7 वेयर हाउसेस बनाए हैं, और ये छोटी कंपनी है। शालिना हेल्थ केयर में ख्याल में 90% लोगों ने तो नाम भी नहीं सुना होगा, जैसे कि कैडिला है या सन फार्मा। तो ये कंपनी का किसी ने नाम नहीं सुना, क्योंकि इंडिया में नहीं बेचते हैं, ये सिर्फ अफ्रीका में बेचते हैं। तो अफ्रीका में इन्होंने 7 वेयर हाउस बनाए हैं और अपनी 14 आउटलेट बनाए हैं, और आगे और बढ़ा रहे हैं। तो इसमें क्या है कि अगर हम सिर्फ यहाँ पे काम करेंगे, सिर्फ एक्सपोर्ट ऑफ जेनरिक्स, तो हमारा मार्जिन बहुत थोड़ा है, क्योंकि सारा मार्जिन जो है वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन और रिटेल में है, जहां पे अफ्रीका के अंदर कोई प्राइस कंट्रोल नहीं है, और 200 से 500% का मार्जिन है। तो ये, जिसको मैंने शुरू में कहा, ये एक स्ट्रांग मोट है जिसको कोई जल्दी कवर नहीं कर सकता। तो मेडिकल डिवाइसेस तो हमें पता ही है। अब मैं खत्म कर रहा हूं। मेडिकल डिवाइसेस की ग्लोबल मार्केट बहुत बड़ी है, और करीबन आधे से ज्यादा मैन्युफैक्चरर्स और 60% प्रोडक्शन गुजरात से है। और इसके अंदर अभी पीपीई के अंदर ही समझिए कि हमारा 3 महीने के अंदर हमारा प्रोडक्शन इतना हो गया है। तो ये सारी देखिए, आज भी पेपर में आया है कि गवर्नमेंट ने वेंटिलेटर्स को एक्सपोर्ट के लिए अलाउ कर दिया है। तो धीरे धीरे बहुत से प्रोडक्ट्स जो इस टाइम बैंड हैं कोविड की वजह से, वो सब एक्सपोर्ट के लिए खुल रहे हैं। तो बहुत बड़ी मार्केट है। सिर्फ पीपीई की मार्केट 60 बिलियन की है, और ये मार्केट काफी हद तक हम कब्जा कर सकते हैं। तो ये मार्केट देखिए, ग्रोथ जो इंटरनेशनल मार्केट की ग्रोथ है, जो प्री कोविड थी 6.5%, आज की तारीख में ग्रोथ 10% प्रोजेक्टेड ग्रोथ है। तो ये एक मार्केट है जो हमारे कब्जे में आ सकती है। चाइना और इंडिया के अलावा इस टाइम कोई कंट्री नहीं है जिसके पास बहुत बड़ी प्रोडक्शन हो इस प्रोडक्ट इसके अलावा हमारे पास बहुत से ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स हैं जो जिनके अंदर हम काफी हद तक कामयाब हो सकते हैं, और ये मार्केट बड़ी, कोविड के बाद से ये मार्केट बहुत तेजी से बढ़ेगी। इसी तरह नॉन वोवन अदर टेक्निकल टेक्सटाइल्स है, मैं ज्यादा इसमें डिटेल में नहीं जाता चाहता, हमारी किताब है वो आप पढ़िए, तो इसमें टेक्निकल टेक्सटाइल्स में भी बहुत बड़ी मार्केट है। इसमें भी हम करीबन 60% अपना इंडिया का प्रोडक्शन जो है वो भी ज्यादातर गुजरात से आता है, वो एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं। प्लास्टिक्स की बहुत बड़ी मार्केट है, ये भी स्मॉल स्केल के अंदर स्मॉल और मीडियम इंडस्ट्रीज है, गुजरात में भरी हुई हैं, और इसका भी हमारा पास बहुत बड़ा मार्केट है, और इसको हम बहुत अच्छी तरह एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं, और बहुत तेजी से ये हमारा ग्रोथ हो रहा है। ये आप देखिए तेजी से ग्रोथ हो रहा है। तो इस तरह से हम लेमिनेट्स का इस साल बहुत अच्छा ग्रोथ हुआ है। तो ये है कि इस टाइम डिमांड सप्लाई गैप इतनी ज्यादा है बहुत सी कंट्रीज में, स्पेशली जो इमर्जिंग कंट्रीज हैं जहाँ पे अब नया नया इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन हो रहा है, तो वहाँ पे हम बड़ी तेजी से कामयाबी कर सकते हैं। अफ्रीकन मार्केट बहुत बड़ी होने जा रही है और इसके ऊपर हमारी नजर होनी चाहिए। और अब जो अफ्रीकन मार्केट आगे जो आएगी वो थोड़ी डिफरेंट होगी इंपोर्ट प्रोडक्ट्स में। अभी वो कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट्स की जगह जो वो खुद बनाने लगेंगे, उनको इंटरमीडिएट प्रोडक्ट्स की जरूरत होगी, जैसे ऑर्गेनिक केमिकल्स हैं, एग्रीकल्चर के लिए एग्रीकल्चरल केमिकल्स हैं, टेक्सटाइल के लिए टेक्सटाइल केमिकल्स हैं, मशीनरी है, पार्ट्स हैं, नो हाउ है, ये वहाँ पे लोकल अवेलेबल कभी भी नहीं होगी, कम से कम अगले 10-20 साल तक। तो ये चीजें इंपोर्ट होती रहेंगी। तो हमें इसके अंदर दाखिल होना है और नजर रखनी है कि कौन कौन सी अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज, और इसका प्रोग्राम हमने लास्ट वीक किया था, उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग शायद एएमए ने अभी यूट्यूब पे डाली है या डालने वाले हैं, आप देखिए, और इसकी किताब आप लीजिए, और इस मार्केट को आप बहुत तेजी से कवर कर सकते हैं। लेटिन अमेरिकन मार्केट भी लोग समझते हैं कि बहुत दूर है, मगर बहुत अच्छा एक्सपोर्ट है, और मर्क्योसूर के साथ हमारे प्रेफरेंशियल ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट है, उसको देखिए। तो इसके अंदर ऑलरेडी हम बहुत कामयाब हैं, टू व्हीलर के अंदर, फार्मास्यूटिकल के अंदर बहुत से प्रोडक्ट्स हमारे बहुत कम्पिटिटिव है, तो इसके अंदर आप ध्यान दीजिए। तो ये जो सब चीजें हैं, और ये लास्ट में कहना चाहूंगा कि जो मैंने पहले भी कहा, क्रॉस बॉर्डर ई कॉमर्स, जो चाइना का इतना बड़ा $200 बिलियन का, और इसके अंदर कोई रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं है, कोई रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं, कोई कस्टम रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, फिर भी हमारा इसके अंदर कोई एक्सपोर्ट नहीं है, बिकॉज इसके अंदर थोड़ा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की कमी है। मैं रंजीत कुमार साहब से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि इसके अंदर थोड़ा सा देखें, और इसके अंदर हमारा एक्सपोर्ट बहुत तेजी से बढ़ सकता है स्मॉल एंड मीडियम इंडस्ट्रीज का। इसमें थोड़ी दिक्कतें हैं जो अमेज़न ग्लोबल दूर करता है, मगर उसके अलावा दूसरी कंट्रीज में नहीं। अगर दिक्कतें दूर हो जाती है तो चाइना बहुत बड़ी मार्केट है। हमारी प्रॉब्लम जो प्रेजेंट है उसको आप छोड़ दीजिए, इस मार्केट के अंदर हमारी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है एक्सपोर्ट करने में चाइना को, तो ये छोटे मर्चेंट्स बड़ी तेजी से वीचैट के थ्रू दाखिल हो सकते हैं। अफ्रीका की मार्केट है, मलेशिया, इंडोनेशिया, ये सब थोड़ी थोड़ी छोटी है, मगर ये बहुत बड़ी मार्केट्स इन द सेंस की ग्रोथ इनकी बहुत ज्यादा है। तो इसके ऊपर क्रॉस बॉर्डर ई कॉमर्स के अगर हम थोड़ा एफर्ट करेंगे तो ये हमारे को स्मॉल मीडियम एक्सपोर्टर्स को बहुत बड़ी और इजी एक्सेस दिला सकती है। थैंक यू वेरी मच आप सबको, और मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन एएमए से आप चाहें तो मिल सकता है। धन्यवाद ऑल ऑफ यू, थैंक यू।
I want to take question answer now. Oh, we have little time. Sir, you want to take question answer?
Oh, okay, sir.
Abhijit sir?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Any insight about bicycle?
Two, three questions we will do.
Okay. एक है कि about bicycle parts. Yes. इस टाइम बाइसिकल पार्ट्स काफी सब चाइना में एक्सपोर्ट। चाइना जब एक्सपोर्ट कर रहा है, ये नहीं है कि हमारी इंडस्ट्री छोटी है बाइसिकल की, हमने उनको जगह दे दी है, हमने इवन इंपोर्ट करने में जगह दे दी है, हमें इसको पहले से ही रोकना चाहिए था। ये एक, मगर आज की तारीख में जो टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए बाइसिकल पार्ट्स के लिए है, उस टेक्नोलॉजी को हमें लाना है। जो बाइसिकल जो इंडस्ट्री है वो काली वाली बाइसिकल वो उसका जमाना जा रहा है। आजकल जो जमाना है जिसमें वैल्यू एडिड बाइसिकल्स हैं, वो स्पोर्ट्स बाइसिकल्स हैं, तो उस तरह के प्रिसिशन कंपोनेंट्स आप बनाएंगे तो जरूर बड़ी मार्केट है, बहुत बड़ी मार्केट है।
Sir, in this I want to add one more thing, that the expired patents, that those intellectual IPR patents, if they are expired, those expired patents can be utilized. Already we requested all the 33 incubators to work upon it. Give the MSME लोग सामने से जाके incubators को पूछेंगे तो वो लोग expired patents का website से ढूंढ के वो सब details दे सकते हैं. That is like open secret. So those advanced technologies which are expired after 20 years, उसको हम इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं.
That's very good. I think we have a lot of scope, especially in the chemical sector, where we can use these expired patents. Very good thought.
Already, sir.
Initiative by the commissioner. Yes.
आप सबको एक information, CII, Confederation of Indian Industries, वो लोग अभी तक 4.5 lakhs expired patents को enlisting किया है, वो आप लोग इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. Actually, there are many patents which are still relevant. उसको आप इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. This is like वानगी ऐसा बोलते हैं ना, that cookery show, whole that how to make it, A to Z, everything is readily available in their website. Even recently we had one webinar on this expired patents. So if you want the details, then we will send you. Yes, please.
Can we take the next question, sir?
एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा है कॉस्मेटिक्स का. मैं ये कहूंगा कि कॉस्मेटिक्स में बहुत बड़ी मार्केट है, बट गो फॉर नेचुरल इंग्रेडिएंट्स. बहुत ही बड़ी मार्केट है. सिर्फ फिनिश प्रोडक्ट्स कॉस्मेटिक्स में अगर आप घुसना चाहेंगे तो उसके अंदर मार्केटिंग और ब्रांडिंग बहुत कॉस्टली है. तो मेरा ऐसा ख्याल है आप शुरू में जो कॉस्मेटिक इंग्रेडिएंट्स हैं, नेचुरल इंग्रेडिएंट, उसकी बहुत, इंडिया इज ए मेजर प्रोड्यूसर ऑफ इंग्रेडिएंट, उससे वहां से कोशिश करिए और कुछ ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स बनाइए जो थोड़े से नए हों. मीटू प्रोडक्ट्स की कोई खास डिमांड नहीं है. जैसा कि मैंने पीछे हल्दी का एग्जांपल दिया, थोड़ा सा रिसर्च करिए और ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स बनाइए जो स्पेशली स्किन के लिए हैं. स्पेशली जैसे कि आप कह सकते हैं कि फॉर एनी स्किन प्रोडक्ट्स, very good demand, and very good demand for for natural and organic products. उसको बेस बना के आप करेंगे तो मेरा ख्याल है कि बहुत बड़ी मार्केट आपको, और ये बहुत प्रॉस्परस कंट्रीज की मार्केट है and very high value addition. Thank you.
Actually, if anybody wants to make CFC, Common Facility Center, if the industries come together, कम से कम 20-25 इंडस्ट्रीज MSMEs बेगा होके हमारे पास आएंगे तो उनके लिए हम CFC, Common Facility Center, with new technology, new machineries and lab testing facilities सब हम दे सकते हैं. That means up to 15 करोड़ रुपया, उसमें सिर्फ 10% SPV को बेयर करना है. That means that 25 industries, 25 units, if they make one special purpose vehicle, one small non-profit organization, they have to put only 10% of the investment. Rest of the 90 will be borne by the central and state governments. So already we have started doing already that 7 CFCs are approved in this year. For example, let me tell, so far everybody knows the diamonds are out of 10 diamonds, out of 10 diamonds, 9 diamonds are polished in India, that too in Gujarat. So we are importing the raw diamonds mostly from China, but China is not mining the rough diamonds, but they are manufacturing, artificially they are manufacturing the diamonds. So that's why now we are going to establish lab grown diamond CFC. We will grow in the factory, in the machine, we will grow rough diamonds. So shortly we are going to have lab grown diamond Common Facility Center in Surat. So anybody can come up with ideas so that we will help the industry up to 90% of the investment. So that in CFC you can get new technology, new machinery, everything. For example, in Mandal region, there are so many auto manufacturing, auto parts, automobile manufacturing industries. उनके पास ज़्यादा orders आता है, लेकिन उनका specification, spec, that is quality, high quality with the very less micron variation. So generally the local companies, what they say, sir, we don't have that 6-axis machine, 7-axis CNC machine, CNC lathe, CNC drilling machine, milling machine. So in one case, that engineering cluster of Mehsana, Kadi, we are giving the latest machines. We will be giving that. So this way, if you want, if there is a need, then we will help those CFCs. Yes, please.
Sir, can we take one more question?
Sir, one more question to you, sir.
Yeah. Ranjit sir,
Yes, please.
there is one question that if one does not have manufacturing unit but is engaged into ethical marketing of pharma products, providing services to doctors and trade, will the person is eligible with the unit eligible for MSME registration?
No, big no, because they have to do either manufacturing or service. What the particular person mentions is a simple trading activity, so it cannot be allowed.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, we will close with this. Sir. We will close with this.
What?
We will close the session.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Any further questions? I will request all the participants, if your questions have been unanswered, please post it to ama@amaindia.org. And even in the chat box, commissioners have mentioned their mail ID also and their website also for all the guidance.
Okay, I request the AMA to have one more session. What I mentioned in the onset of this session. Please have the hand holding.
Yeah.
If I'm an entrepreneur, what should I do? If I want to become a exporter, what are the things I have to do? First step, like make one checklist. This thing you should have. This is the application. This is the office. This much you have to pay. This is the fee. This way you make like a वानगी किधर है वानगी जेम step by step procedure उसको करना चाहिए.
We will plan, sir.
Otherwise this is like some news channel. So general knowledge.
Yes.
So it has become a general knowledge session.
Yes.
Okay, let it be. But next session should be a hand holding. Hand holding. पकड़ के हाथ को पकड़ के ऐसा करना ऐसा सब A to Z बताना चाहिए, please.
Sir, with your enthusiasm, we will do all these things, sir. Very nice. Thank you very much for the support. And thank our faculty members also, Mr. Abdi Sahab and this Chadrudi Sahab. Our heartfelt thanks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.